Here we go. Hello, Nuala here. It's been a while since I've made a video. I thought, what a lovely day. Uh, it's been extremely nice. Let's make a video. I don't think you've seen this one. This is the fairly new top. I like it. It goes good with a lot of things. It's a beautiful sunny autumn day outside. I've got my little squirrel family out here scampering around, gathering nuts. I just got back from watching my little granddaughter Helcha. We had a lot of fun. I taught her patty cake, and this little piggy went to market, and Bluebird, and a few other things there. And she's catching on. She's catching on. We had fun. We played car, and we took turns driving. She took me to the beach, and what else? We put the little stuffed animals down for a nap with their little blankies and stuff. And Jay, one of the roommates there, was making French toast. We had some French toast. And Helcher still had some cereal. She had some of that. We watched Sprout on TV. And we talked a lot. We drew on the little chalkboard. And I told her we'll bring chalk, and when we go someplace where there's like what do you call it? I get an itchy nose now, right, when I'm talking. We'll go somewhere where there's a blacktop where we can draw without, it being like defacing. And I'll show her how to do a hopscotch squares. And that. I can't believe she's almost 3. I'm so psyched. I hope I get to see her have a lot more. Hope I get to witness a lot more of her growing up. Um, let's see. What else are we doing? I got a really nice compliment today, so I'm tickled about that. We took a ride. I got some of forms I need to fill out for the post office was closed by the time we got there, but I got some forms to fill out for the stuff I have to mail. Went to the farm stand. I get some Indian corn for my door again, and some salad stuff. Nice fresh lettuce and cukes. And Helen absconded with one of my cukes. Well, she likes cukes. So I said, you know, I won't eat 2 right away, so take it and enjoy it. Because she's like, and of course Lorelei's like, you could have asked for cukes. We were at the farm stand, and Helen was like, you know, I want this cuke. I want the one Bub has. So that was nice. Actually met their downstairs neighbor, sort of. I mean, usually I just see her, like, she's in the car with Lorelei once in a while when Lorelei stops really quick, so I don't really get to see her. So I got to actually see her, and so forth. And saw Molly too. Molly was there with Jay, so a very nice day all together. No, we had a good time. A lot of fun. Helen is always fun. Anyway, she's just so good. It's so funny and so what do you call it? Feisty. She's feisty. She's a feisty little one. So you probably noticed we're back in the lovely office here. It's still not a second bedroom, but you know, time, all in time. I'm actually, you can see the chair over that chair right there, that orange chair. I'm sitting on the duplicate. I got two of those. They're really, really nice old office chairs. Orange, really? But we lived in this town that had like one of these, like at the recycling, for bottles, cans, and all your stuff. They had like a little place where you could bring things you didn't want. And these were two perfect, really heavy, they're really heavy duty office chairs. So I was like, hey, I'll snag them. They're functional as all get out, comfortable. Spent many hours gaming in these things. But I'm not up here too much anymore because I've got the big screen TV as my monitor downstairs. Now, this is the netbook, which is up here in front of the server, which is the workstation down below, and the printer, and the routers and modems, and the old PowerEdge 600, which will be, I don't know, a Debian server or something if and when I ever get around to it. And a few project things, and there's stacks of books and everything. It's crazy. But my intent is to, oh, and I've got two of those nice four-drawer filing, real heavy duty filing cabinets. So we're going to do something with those at some point. I don't know what. Um, anyway, sorry for the washed out sort of look. It's the lighting in here. It basically there is no like perfect lighting in here the way it is because it's on the northwest corner. So essentially you get washed out, and then it's like everything looks like it's dark in here. And there's not really, they don't do like overhead lighting anymore in rooms. So you need a lamp. And it's, you can see the hall light on behind me there. And that's enough with the screen on at night. So if I happen to be up here, like every once in a while, they'll reset they'll reboot at Comcast, and it'll kick the modem off. And all of a sudden I'm not getting everything's spinning its wheels, and I'll try pinging from downstairs, and it's like nada, right? So I come up here and I kick up the workstation. I have all kinds of diagnostics, and I'll set up a running ping, and then reboot the modem and the router, since I'm right there, and then sit down and wait for the ping to start, to kick through. Uh, so it's, other than that, I'm not up here much anymore. That and because it's too hot in the damn summer, even with the air running in the other area, because this doesn't have it. Excuse me. And in the winter, it gets a little chilly. And since I've got everything else down, this desk, well, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's a really, really nice all steel desk with a super nice wood grain top. One of those real heavy duty office jobs that locks and everything. So this will stay with me wherever I move, and hopefully it'll go downstairs when I get the dining room ready. I'm gonna put the dining table up towards the front, towards the windows, and in the back I'm gonna make like a little alcove office. That'll be my office there, and I'll be working out of there. So don't mind the nails; they're totally trashed, as you can see. They're like garbage. Um, but you know, once everything evens off, it's beginning of the month, and I will kind of wait for everything to, the main things to go through and settle to see what I get to work with, and then we'll be hitting the nail salon for a mani pedi, getting this done because you can see this gray coming in again. We can't have that, honey. And the bangs need trimming and so forth. But, then again, I mean, I don't think, 60, almost 61, like I'm like 2 weeks short of 61. I don't think I'm doing too bad, really. I think I'm doing all right. Screw it, right? Anyway, uh, possibilities on the dating end of things. I don't know for sure. Like, most of them I'm not too enthusiastic about. There is one that has a lot of potential. We'll see how it goes. He's about the only one I'd really like to meet for coffee and see if there's, see if we click. Um, Other than that, looks like I'll be doing some house sitting this month at least. Got a lot of paperwork to do to wrap some things up, and I got a deadline too. I mean, this is the second. I've literally got 2 weeks before my New Hampshire license expires, and I can't drive to get mail out and get letters, forms back, so I can go to the registry and do the Mass to New Hampshire license change. Otherwise, I'm going to be stranded high and dry until I can get that done. We're about halfway through, a little more than halfway. It's about coming up on 12 minutes, 12 minutes exactly. And I usually do 20, um, especially since I haven't done one in a while. Not, let's see what else is going on. I kind of cut down on appointments, well, because I've got a lot of little things. Like I said, we're doing mani-pedi and hair, a few other little cosmetic tweakings. Trying to arrange to get both daughters together. We can get out and just grab a little bite somewhere and maybe a margarita and chit chat, catch up. The three of us. I really like that. We we I get to see one or the other. That's nice to see them both. And Thanksgiving's coming. I really hope that I get to see my brother this year on Thanksgiving because it's been a while since I've seen him, and it would be nice, even for an hour. And my sister-in-law and my nephew. It's always nice. And I've got some extended family to contact as well, whom I haven't seen in a number of years, and hopefully that'll go well. I mean, it's the type of thing where uh, they were always wonderful people, and I have many fond memories from years ago. But we haven't stayed in touch. We aren't really, really close. So it was basically like if they said like we don't want to see you anymore. I'd be like, okay, c'est la vie, c'est la guerre. But it would be nice if at least if some of them would say like we really happy for you and we want to see you. So um, send me happy thoughts if you have happy thoughts to send. Um, I'm closer to the Boston move. I'll get some other thing. Once I get some things out of the way, I'll be really going hellblazers on the Boston move. Looks like I'll be doing a little traveling, which I hadn't, never would have thought before this summer. that I would be traveling not only out of Massachusetts but out of New England to places I have not been in my life. So that'll be exciting. Because, really, I thought about that one time, like about reality. And people are like, this and that. It's like really, like, I mean, I know, like, up to a certain point, I've actually physically been, I've visited. But all the rest of the places on Earth that everyone says, they live in or they're from, really, when I think of it, it's like, how do I know? Like, I haven't been there. I don't know if there's, like, once you get beyond Troy, New York, I mean, you could sail off into the void. And, for all I know, I haven't been out that way. Beyond Troy, New York, going west. So is there really anything after Troy? I don't know. I take people's word for it that like there's a west coast and a bunch of shit in between, and the same going south. Like, hey, Mystic, Connecticut, and I hit ocean. Like, for all I know, there's nothing down there but water. Maybe Washington D.C. and all this stuff is just like made up. Only kidding. But you know what I'm saying. It'll be there'll be a visual and an actual physical experience. I've seen a good portion of the rest of the U.S. and pictures don't do things justice either. So I think seeing like the Great Smokies and the Rockies and different states going through will be a very interesting experience. Um, what else? Cooking. Been doing a lot of cooking. I was kind of ticked at I had this, it was an older crock pot. It doesn't shut off automatically. But I had it on low last night and it still had plenty of moisture in it. So I didn't, I thought it'd be fine. When I checked it this morning, it was like dried out and kind of burnt, which ticked me off. Well, I had eaten most of it, but I had plans for the rest. I was going to add to it. Now I have to make a new thing, but that's okay. I got Lorelei got me a nice pot roast, and what do you call it? I'm going to do another bourbon and beef. Um, thing with I got because I got some new veggies and I'm working on my grocery list for the month, which is not going to be too bad because I'm not going to be here for a good chunk of it, so I can kind of just get certain things I want. And meats, I really like. I'm pretty well stocked on most of the meats in the freezer, and that we need a few other things, but it'll be nice. And I want to get some freezer stuff too. What do you call it? I don't know what that was. Uh, like a Tupperware thing that you can put like Guamkis or stuff in and stick them in the freezer and freeze like a bunch of them type of deal. And and whatnot. So I'm looking out here. Most of the leaves are gone. Like every tree out here is, and it's mostly birch trees and an elm, an oak rather, an oak, not an elm. It's an oak, a pine, which of course is still piney. Although I saw one of the branches, maybe the wind, the other night. But all of the birch trees and oak trees out here, and a couple of little maples, only have a few really dry brown leaves. All the other leaves are down. And over here, there's still some trees with leaves. I'm sorry, I'm off the screen. I'm looking up. There's a window directly in front of me here, and I'm looking up at the trees. and out at the ground. But most of the leaves in New England here are in this part of New England are gone, are down. You can hear the trains at night, which is how I know it's like cold. Excuse me, cold weather because the trees. Um, the leaves go, and you can't even hear like the road, which is not too far up here. Um, Probably an eighth of a mile or so to the main thoroughfare, and you can't hear the really main thoroughfare that runs, north south. This road out here runs east west, but once the leaves are gone, right, like the train is over a mile away. Well, it is a mile because I've gone that way before, and checked it, and it's about a mile to the butcher shop, which is right on the other side of the train tracks. Um, and at night you can hear the trains going, like going through and powering up the diesel electrics, which you can't during the summer. You don't hear trains, you don't hear cars. Now if you're out, like if I'm out in the morning, I can hear cars going to work and stuff like that on the main road. And I'm past 20 minutes, so I'm going to call it here. Say ciao for now, and I'll post this up to Facebook, and we'll see how it goes. Alrighty.